Things looked right at 14-0, Tim.
Yeah. Well, we played well early, and we had some field position, and everybody did their job. From then on, I don't think we didn't have many touches towards the back end of the first half. In fact, I think they had about 11 sets on us. And second half, every ball we got, we seemed to be playing out of our own end. So we only got if only 3 shots at them up that end, including that last one.
The Knights really swung the momentum in that first half, but at half time you would have been fairly confident that it had broken and you can come out and go on with it in the second half.
Yeah, we were. It was 2-0 as far as we were concerned, and given the momentum shift that happened, and I thought a couple of tough calls, we were still in the game. So our edges, losing Timmy, shook our edges up a little, and we were struggling a bit there. And Boydie took control of the edges and really worked us over. So it was a bit disappointing.
Is it going to go down as one you should have won? Do you think, Tim, with that lead?
Oh well, these days 14 points is nothing, you know. The scrum setup may have changed it completely. You don't know where you're going to stand, but we're not going to. There's no going back to that. I'm not saying we would have scored from it or what happened there, but at the end of the day, we just it's 2 weeks in a row now. We've been lethargic indeed. Not happy with it at all.
It's been a very difficult week for the whole club. Did that contribute to tonight's performance?
No, I'm not going to use that as an excuse at all.
Tim, you mentioned the scrum there with the Ray Cashmere situation. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
How did you see it, the actual penalty itself, before the momentum
Look,
change?
from where I saw it, was more a push and a shove. I didn't see anything to give a penalty against the side feeding the ball, that's for sure. But anyway, I'll have to have a good look at it. It's a big penalty.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I didn't really see it, to be honest. I was at the back of the scrum, but it's disappointing the scrum on their attempted run, and obviously the penalty went against us. Very disappointing.
It was early. Did it have an effect in sort of the immediate moments after that on the team?
Oh, no, not at all. They got the penalty and we just didn't defend it. End of story.
Tim, do you sense there was a bit of a square up in that given that there was a strange call against the Knights, the referee was in the way on that obstructed pass from the scrum food, and they complained about that it was he maybe took that as a chance to give him the ball back from something he was responsible for in the first place?
Well, you'd like to think they don't do that. 2 wrongs don't make a right. So no, I'm not commenting on that.
How about the injury to Tim Martin?
Hamstring, by this week. Short round of Canterbury on the Friday night. I'd say he's going to miss 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, so a couple of games possibly.
Did it feel you were still in it, Chris, even though sort of the Knights, when they sort of started to get ahead and then sort of 24 and whatever?
Yeah, to a point. Obviously a pretty disappointing display by us, but it would have been good to win going into the bye, but obviously that didn't happen, so got a couple of weeks to get it right, come out firing against the Bulldogs.
Tim, they've been under enormous pressure up here, the Knights playing, and the changes that the club have made. Did you fear that they had that sort of game in them, just sort of sitting behind the surface?
It's been back-to-back games for us. Roosters were the same. Referees were dropped before the Roosters played us, and they were under the pump. There's the fact I've said it all week that being booed off by their crowd 2 weeks ago obviously stung them, and they had a chance to get pretty much their full strength side on the field. There's been there's obviously two very dangerous games. I said they were games everyone expected us to win. Maybe there's an element of that in us, I don't know, but it's certainly not from my point of view. I'm always concerned about those sorts of games, and we've lost both of them now. We're treading water again, and everyone's right behind us.
Who do you think did well for you tonight, Tim?
Sorry?
Who do you think did well for you tonight?
Oh, look, I'm not in a mood to assess who did well and who didn't do well. I'm just not in a happy mood at all. So it's one of those things we'll have a good look at the video as a unit and sit down and talk about things, and and go from there.
Robbie was pretty strong in the first 20 minutes. When did he decide he was going to do a good play?
Rob trained yesterday and came up with us. It was pretty much yesterday we made the decision. He had a light workout a couple of days earlier than that, but he still had commitments to, with regards to family, you know, even after the funeral. So it's been a pretty hectic week for him. Yeah.
Done, guys?